Hey Broadway.com viewers, it's Corbin Bleu here, and you are watching Blue Skies, the 7th episode. Only one more to go, guys. So we officially froze the show, which means we're not in rehearsals all day anymore. We're just getting a chance to do our 8 shows a week, and that means we have a lot more time to rest and get ready for the shows, but it also means we have a lot more time to just have fun around the theater and get to talk and get to know our fellow castmates more.
The show is over. I'm upstairs in the rafters. I'm trying to discover what the banging is. I'm afraid I might get killed up here. I think I figured it out. Here it is. Ready? Oh! 1, 2, 3. Oh my God!
Show's down.
Thank you for putting that to rest.
All right, no
I would have gone crazy every night. I was
nice
like,
weekend.
what is it? You too. We figured it out! That was the banging!
Now we just gotta figure out where the ghosts are coming from.
Now to go down. Whoop! Here we go.
He's gonna start from the end and then come back down. Oh, come on.
Thank you guys so much. Always come outside and say hi to everybody. Everybody's so nice to stay after.
Said he watches the vlog too.
Thank you. Hello there. Thanks for coming, guys.
Hi, can you sign? My heart is beating so fast right now. Okay. I know. Happy holidays from Holiday!
Moments with Morgan. So Morgan, you are doing school while you're doing a Broadway show. That is a lot. I feel like you more than anybody know how to prioritize. What do you do to keep everything in order?
Well, first you have to know what's most important, school and your job here. And all those things come first. You do your homework before you go play, and all those things. And then you have fun. You have fun with your cast, your crew, and your production stage management. Everyone is a blast, but you always have your homework and you always have your job to do first, and then you can go play.
What do you like to do for fun?
I love to read. I love reading. Reading is the best thing in the world. It lets you go to another universe, and it lets you go on adventures, and it's just so fun.
Are you reading anything now?
Right now I just finished a book, Liar and Spy. It's by Rebecca Stead, and it's a really good book. You should check it out.
Check it out, guys.
What's up, everybody? So I have here my beautiful wife, Sasha Clements. We've got the amazing Bryce Pinkham, and of course the fantastic Borris York. So usually, obviously, as you guys know, I have different little interviews with a lot of our castmates and a lot of our crew, and we usually just talk and rap, but today and this week wanted to actually touch on a specific subject. This came about through just an incredible, way of circumstances that both Borris and Bryce ended up coming to me with a conversation that they had had, and I thought it might be nice to just sort of involve you guys in the conversation. And you guys want to tell me how it kind of started? I know, Borris, it started with a tweet that you had sent, right?
Yeah, it was a tweet that I was just expressing my frustration and sadness towards one of the shootings of an unarmed black man, Terrence Crusher, and how I felt just about another name, another hashtag, another innocent life taken away. And Bryce reached out to me, and which was so sweet and amazing, and he expressed how he just wanted to have a conversation and express how he wanted to just learn more about it and about how to be a part of the solution, you know.
It's funny because first of all, just within that story alone, you have somebody who is feeling hurt and from a circumstance that they know that they're involved in themselves due to the color of their skin, and then you have, you know, someone who reaches out and is doing exactly that, and you know, in a cast that is as diverse as this cast is.
In what I saw on social media, like a colleague of mine expressing grief, and I felt inadequately able to help, and I wanted to ask how I could help, both as a leader in our company, a leader in our Broadway community, but also as a friend, and you know, Borris and I had a personal conversation, and we sort of switched back between our personal hats and our professional hats to say, how does this, you know, how can I have your back more?
Yeah.
And what can I do? Because I think, if I may use myself as an example for others, and hopefully some people watching out there, you know, that's not an easy conversation to have. And I think that, for me, felt like part of the problem. And what I heard in Borris's post was, let's get over the uncomfortable nature of this and let's have a conversation. And so Borris really inspired me to join the conversation. And so I guess what I hope we can, as we talk here, communicate to our audience and to anyone who's watching is that it's not easy, but that's okay. And it shouldn't keep us from talking, and it certainly shouldn't keep me from saying, what can I do to help?
It's funny because even, like I was saying, so in the household it was never a thing. I never saw any of that. But within this industry, I see it. Because no matter what, I am viewed as black. Even though I'm mixed, I'm half and half. I have both, and I grew up with both cultures. And if anything, it's funny, my Italian side of the family is who I spent more time with growing up. So my white side of the family is who I spent more time with. I was around all the time. And, you know, within going to auditions and auditioning, you know, because there is always a sense of, well, we need to make sure we incorporate diversity into a cast. And sometimes, instead of trying to see it as, well, we need to make sure we have diversity, it's just, we'll just cast the cast, who is fit for the part. Because, you know, there are times that I'll go in and be like, well, he's not black enough. And that always cracks me up. What does that mean? What does that mean to you? And or this has been often too recently is what happens within casting is they want to have diversity also within, you know, casting a homosexual character. And I cannot tell you the amount of times that I go in for the homosexual character because they want to have the black character, the ethnic character, and the homosexual character sort of combined into one, so that we incorporate everything into it.
Well, to add on to that, I think it's important to see color because it goes beyond just what you see, but it's embracing the culture that comes with what you see.
Yes.
And a lot of people, especially in this industry, when they look at color, they see stereotypes and they don't embrace the culture that is what they're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
And I think because we're in the entertainment industry, and because you can come to see our show, you can come and see any show on Broadway, you can turn on your television and see these TV shows, they play into stereotypes that don't really help us move forward as a people, because the things that are culturally beautiful about all of us become jokes.
My dad, who is black, he is very passionate about knowing you are black. I'm black, but not my brothers, and my mom is white. So it's important to know, and it's important to embrace it and be proud of it. I just think there's just an acceptance, and there's also just like to me, we're people. I don't know. That's,
Well, one thing this makes me think of is our cast and our show.
Yeah.
And you know, when you come to see Holiday Inn on Broadway, like you're going to see, thankfully, many colors.
Yeah.
And it feels to me like something worth celebrating, but also in the vein that you've expressed, that's just how it should be, should it not? So how do we celebrate that, but at the same time not pat ourselves on the back too much for something that should just be status quo?
Right.
One of the steps that we can take to move forward and to really have each other's backs is learning to embrace all of our cultures. Learning to embrace, I'm Black, so learning to embrace Blackness as something that is not comedic or marketable, but something that is human.
If we can't make an example of ourselves to sit down, the four of us, and talk, how can we expect the rest of our country to do it? It's worth saying that habits are hard to break. But that doesn't mean it's not worth trying to break a habit. And yeah. I had a friend in college who came from a different background than me, and I grew up in the West Coast, and he grew up in the Midwest. And we got to college, and he was very fond of using a homosexual slur in a sort of like fun, call it fun way. And I finally had to sit him down and say, listen, if we're going to be friends, that word's going to have to leave your vocabulary. And he really heard that, and he really said, wow, I didn't realize how much that affected you and others, and I'm going to do my best. And like, I'm happy to say, like, we are still friends, and I've never heard him say that word in my presence since. So I really think that habits, while they may be hard to break, they're not unbreakable. And like, asking someone to do that and recognizing that maybe you're not going to get it perfect, right? Like, maybe sometimes you will look at the car and see it red. Yeah. But like, if you insist and insist of yourself and of others that change is possible, that it really is, and you can improve lives of everyone around you.
I think it's all about taking steps forward, and it's like we were talking about last week, I love Google. I love to Google things. I love to read books, and I think in this day and age, your phone is there. You can always just take a little bit of time and just educate yourself on the plight of Black people in this country, on the plight of women in this country, and learn about where it comes from and how it's evolved. Beyond where it comes from, how it's evolved, and how you can be a part of the solution and doing away with those things.
This was so cool, guys. This was fantastic. And on that note, I think it's really saying ask yourself, and based off of everything that you've seen just now too, what can you do in your daily life if you see something to be a part of the solution? And I'm very happy to be able to be sitting in this room, right now with you guys, and having that sense of knowing that each other's backs are held and are watched. So I mean, it's great in this cast. I love it. Love Holiday Inn.
Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Don't forget, you have the ability and the power to make a difference in this world and to make a positive influence. Even if that change and that difference only affects one person, that makes a world of difference because it creates a ripple effect. Especially with everything going on right now, with election time being right upon us, your voice is so important. Please don't forget that. And tune in next week for the last episode. This is it, guys. It's been fun. See you then.